All right, well, let's try this again, everybody. The mic decided to not work. And then I unplugged it. And it just wanted to shut everything down. Shut down the game, it shut down OBS. Don't know what happened, but it seems to be working now. Only thing that I did differently, and I'm trying to set a few things up kind of here in the background. The only thing I did differently, refresh this, got this going. That. Alright, the only thing I did differently was, well, one, I didn't restart the computer. Usually I'll restart the computer before the stream starts, or I stream, and I didn't do that. Maybe that's what was going on. Yeah, I don't know. Very strange. Now, I did do something that, I know I'm still in fly mode, but we'll fly over here and then I'll take it off. I did do something that I don't know if that made a difference. And I went in and reverted it after I restarted the computer. Was in Premiere Pro, I had to change the input device to none. There was a glitch where my playback, when I was editing one of the videos, my playback was like 2 times speed. It wouldn't change. So, I don't know. Looks like we're up and running now. Oh, small hiccups, small hiccups. All right, if I remember correctly, since it's been a minute, we were trying to figure this blueprint out. The distribution of this blueprint. I'm gonna have to, you have to bear with me for a few minutes. I'm gonna need to, yeah, I'm back. I don't know if you're listening, Surplus, but when I started, the mic wasn't working. Which, rookie mistake, right? I should have made my mic was working before the stream actually started, but, you know, 99.99999% of the time it does. And it didn't, so I unplugged it. Well, that didn't work. I went to the sound settings, everything was listed. And I was kind of at a loss, and then all of a sudden everything just shut down. Like, OBS shut off, the game shut off, everything. Seems to be working now, but I don't know. Kind of a mess. All right, so I need to remind myself what I was doing. Yeah, I know. I deleted that stream right away as soon as I hit restart on my streaming computer. I got my other computer that I just kind of I watch the chat on, and I've got the YouTube and the Twitch streams going just so I can watch them. And I went over there like, let me delete this real quick before it gets too, like, because it almost seemed like OBS was trying to run while it was actually not running. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I was saying, and it may have been right before you jumped in, I changed one setting. It wasn't in OBS, though. It was in Premiere Pro. I've put 2 videos up the last couple of days, which I don't know if I like the videos. I was trying something. Well, anyway, when I was making one of them, when I was in playback mode, it was like double speed, and I could not change it. And I Googled it, and someone had said, there was a YouTube video that said that you should look into the event viewer. Maybe it may be. They said that if you change the input to none, input source, your audio input source to none in Premiere Pro, it'll fix the playback, which it did. I don't know if when I did that, since I took it off my microphone headset, that told OBS, hey, you don't have this here anymore. I don't know, but anyway. Okay, so if I remember correctly, when we left off last time, this is the blueprint for the concrete, and we can build, we were gonna have to build separate distributions for each one. Yeah, I mean, it works okay for me. You know, I don't do a lot with it. One, I don't have enough time, right? I mean, those couple of videos which are poorly put together, like, I will 1000% admit it. I mean, they're kind of cool if you want to sit there and kind of watch it, right? They're not world beaters or anything. I mean, those things took me a couple of hours each, right? I don't really have like a couple of hours spare time. All right, so we said this was the first one. I've heard that. I need to look into it. So I've got like the Adobe, like, because I like that the Illustrator. The Illustrator is actually pretty cool. I like it. And obviously PDF stuff, and you know, can't kind of beat that portion of it. But yeah, I need to look. I've heard that the DaVinci Resolve is a little bit easier to work with and less cumbersome. Okay, so this is the first one. Yeah, I'm noticing that after I played with it a little bit. So we're saying this is the first one, and we need to make the second one, because we're gonna have 400 water goes away. Yeah, you're fine. 400 water goes away, so then this goes down to 200 per minute after the first. So that's what we were doing. We were trying to figure out how to make this back up to 400. After this line. Because technically, had we saved this one yet? Yeah, because this is going to have to be 2. Second. Oh, I didn't want that in the undefined. Yeah. That. No, we're going to have to move it. We are going to have to move it, edit. All right, so we will have 400 here, 200 to get 200 back over here. And I'm going to have 600 coming out of these. I really don't want to put valves on here. So I think we were trying to play with junction pipes last time, if I'm not mistaken. Usually these snap together fairly decently. Doesn't seem like it wants to do that. Okay, yeah, we had done this and I didn't like it. Actually, that doesn't need to go there. It needs to go here. I mean, this kind of would do what we want it to do. But also is very, 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 very ugly. What if we... Why did I put this here? Oh, because I'm gonna need to have the, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Because I need the distribution line. Okay. This is just all sorts of a mess. I may have to... I think we're gonna have to rethink this. Fortunately, I can't necessarily make this double wide because it'll throw off the spacing up here. Let's load back in the first one. This one. You know what we may need to do? $12.80. We're definitely gonna need 2 distribution lines. Two output distribution lines. $12.80 minus $7.80 is $500. So it'll be the last 2 of the floor need an extra output. It's fine. I think we need to move these up. Is what I'm thinking. We may also need to raise this guy. I'm hoping not. Let's see if we can do it without it. Okay. All right, so this is the first one. Okay, does this make sense to me? 'Cause this is all the stuff we got coming. We got 1,600 water. $612. 400. I wish that was different. What if we limit this? Hold on, let's think about this. Let's think about this real quick. Why is that Caterium? Didn't I... All right, now I'm confused. So I just never changed these? Quite possibly. Guess that's a good thing I went back and checked, right? Save this. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this. 120, 100. So what if I change these down to... Yeah, that's where we'd need to be. So if we change these, if we underclock these to 60 per, output, that's 75 input, 90 input. This reduces, I mean, we're going to add more floors, but I really don't care. So now this goes down to 300. This goes to 90 times 4. This goes to 360. The output goes to, what do we say, 60. 240. So this goes to 1200, which is better because that's two 600 pipes. 360 times 4 is 1440. And 240 times 4 is 960. We're still over on the belts for the output, but it's not as bad. So what does that change for? Yeah, this is much better because I don't need this guy anymore. Either one of these. I don't know which one. Probably that one. I only need 2 input belts. All right, let's fly over here and look at our math for concrete. We need 3280. 3280. Hope if I remembered what our floor output was. Floor output is 960. Okay, so 3280. Nope. Divided by 960. That's 5 floors. 4 floors. Right? Mm-hmm. And how many blueprints? 240. 3280. Come on, I'm hitting the extra. 13.67. Okay, I'm perfectly fine with that, because that reduces the complexity extremely. So let's change this. It's gonna be the 80%. Oh, I can't do a percent sign? Oh, rude. Why can't I type? There we go. Underclocked to 80%. Save. Okay. Let's delete the. Ooh, no. Here. Here. Get rid of this guy before we get confused. Okay. All right. So this is way more manageable from a distribution standpoint. So we need 1200, which is 2 600 pipes. Got those. 1440. Got it. 960 output. I mean, with this being the first blueprint, I only need 1, so we're fine there. Let's resave. This is... yes, that's what we need to save it as. 1. Alright, so how are we going to change this for the second one? I do like I did before. Throw one of these guys down. Actually, before this thing freaks out. Clear. All right. First one comes in. Actually, you know what? This can actually change down because we're going to be going from 600 down to 300. I'm going to change this to Mark 1. Let me change it in here so I can have visual representation. So now for the distribution 2, this can actually go away. This can be a Mark 1. That stays Mark 2. And we've used that pipe up. Perfect. All right, so we can get for the limestone 780 minus 360 minus 360. So technically, by the time it gets done with this second one, this is going to be down to a Mark 1. Boom, 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 boom. Now, do I want to transition? I probably want to go ahead and transition this back down. Where would be a decent spot to do that? I guess it doesn't really matter, right? About here. Welcome back. That was a quick 30 minutes. I think I like it better here. I do like it better here. So we need to fix that in blueprint 1. I want to drop this back down. So I don't need this now. Try bottom to top. Which part bottom to top? Oh, okay. Yeah, while you were gone, what I did was, well, let me save this real quick. I'm underclocking that concrete now. You're not going to let me do this probably because got another one. Why is it not wanting me to do that? Go away. This definitely needs to be 2. Second. Being finicky this morning. Maybe I'm just having problems. All right, let's save that. Clear it. Let's load 1 back in. Yeah, so what I did, I came through and I underclocked this to 80% so I can get the speeds down to 300 instead of 400, and it makes it easier to do the distribution of the water. Improve the planning for your future nuclear power plant. Yeah, I remember you were saying last time that what am I looking for? These. Like you didn't know if you were going to be able to have enough quantity to get the stuff done. So you've optimized it a little bit. All right, I like this for number 1. Say confirm. more than optimized? Did you have to dumb it down more than you wanted to? All right, let's load 2 back in. But I do use almost all the copper on the map. I have 6,000 per minute extra copper. Use half as much SAM. Huh. Well, as long as you think it's attainable, I'm sure it's not going to be easy, but... Alright, so this is the second one. We need to go to the third one. Which the third one... Trading SAM for copper and aluminum. I mean, it works, right? Alright, so our third one, we're going to be going... This needs to be going back to this. This goes away. This goes away. I'm gonna run this as a single piece instead of... Instead of multiple pieces. This is gonna be 60 coming through here, and we need to merge. We need to merge. We need to split and merge. Smart splitter. Here, here. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, Mark 1 because I made these down to 300 apiece. So going into the first distribution is going to be 600, then going into the second is going to be 300. And then going into the third one, which is this one, is going to be 600, and going out is going to be 300. So this is 60 coming from blueprint 2. I need 300. Well, we're just going to do a... Mark 4. Oh hell, we'll just make it Mark 5. No reason to make it Mark 4. Because we'll just do overflow, right? Any overflow, any overflow. Theoretically. Hold on, let me think about this. Let me think about this. $1440. So 1440 minus 780. They've only got 660 going down this line right here. But even if I had 780, 720, 660 minus 60, 600. No, it's minus 300. And I need to connect these. Can I even connect those? I can't even connect those. Didn't think about that. Yeah, thank you. But those are too damn close. That's frustrating. Okay, what am I gonna do? I mean, I could sync them. within each other. Doesn't even want to grab it. Doesn't even want to grab it. It's already saying it's out of the blueprint. Play like that, do we? Gonna be difficult on me. That technically works. That technically works. It's ugly as sin. I had the same issue with the quartz crystal. Which issue? Can't wait for me to do the aluminum. I don't want to do the aluminum. I'm trying to avoid that like the plague. It's going to be the last blueprint that I put together. I promise you. If we finish this concrete one, we can do the steel and the silica. I may have had that issue, and now I got to go back and look. All right, so this, we need to change this one to any. This one to none. Okay, so this works. We need to change this back to here. It's gonna be pumping 300 over. I mean, technically it's gonna pump more than 300. Because I've got another overflow here. Which is fine because it's going to another blueprint, right? So as long as I'm merging these two back together into one, it doesn't matter if the overflow goes through here or here. All right, let's say this, I put these down to Mark 4s. Let's say this spits out 480. We've got 60 coming through here, so I throttled it down. Do I want to throttle it down? Maybe priority merger. I don't have a lot of confidence in those is the problem. I get the concept, I just can't wrap around it in my head that actually is going to work. I thought I saw somebody put a video out where there was an issue where it actually doesn't merge properly. Your whole iron factory relies on them, and it works as intended. I mean, this by no means is a final version. Oh, you know what I forgot? Damn it. We can't do this because I've got a distribution. We're supposed to have a distribution line going through here. And it's gonna clip. Son of a gun. Look at my quartz one. I'm glad you remember this better than I do. All right, here's quartz 1. Mm-hmm. One and 2. Here's quartz 3. So I slid it over. But this one's already slid over. Hey, Beltfed, how are you doing? Okay, now I'm just getting more confused about what I want to do. Let's pull up quartz 4. I may be able to use the same one, surplus, you're right. I would just need to add the second pipe in. Distribution wise is the same, yes. Should have 2 of them coming out. Yeah. Because I'm gonna have, what did I say, 960? So it should have a 180 belt. You know what? I think you're right. The only thing I need to do for these would be to tweak pipes. Mark 5, Mark 4, 1440. This would need to be a Mark 5. I don't know if it would end. Well, this is 1 and 2. This isn't until 3. One, 2. Yeah, so 780 minus 240 minus 240. No, it's not 240. 360. Yeah, so 1 and 2. One and 2. Sorry, I'm ignoring chat for a minute. It's too early in the morning for me to be doing this much math. I should have known better. 1, 2, that'll work. for concrete. Changing this to a 5. We add a pipe. Single distribution. After 2, this is going to be down at 60 per minute. Should be coming in here. This is still a Mark 5. But it's going to be 660. We're going to lose 300. So this goes down to 360 for the last one. So this technically can be Mark 4, which it is. Distribution. All right, surplus. I think you just saved a whole bunch of time. One of the belts is Mark 3. In these? Mark 4, Mark 4, Mark 5. Mark 3. Yeah, these are Mark 3s. Yes, those need to be... Those would need to go to Mark 4s. Yeah. These could stay Mark 3s. The outputs. Belt fed. Load balancing for nuclear? No, this is a distribution blueprint for this concrete blueprint. All right, let's do this. Clear. Let's load in. Actually, tempted to just, let's go ahead and delete those. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh, I got, yeah. You're just being silly. I mean, it seems like I'm doing something more intense than what I actually am. Just I'm struggling. All right, so we said this would need to go to a Mark 5. This would need to go to a Mark 4. Don't need to drop any bombs. We need to add in the other pipe. This can go to Mark 1. Yeah, replace Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 3 to Mark 4, add pipe. Yeah. Done. Concrete. It's not gonna be 1 and 2, it's just gonna be 1. Yeah, I'm gonna redo the lights. I just want to get this saved so I don't effing lose it. Change the color. What did I have it as? Concrete tan. All right. 8. You remove them for the core. Yeah, I yanked them out. So we got those back in. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Belt fed. You're doing archive research for Kennedy Space Center project or NASA archives. Your mind is spinning. I can imagine. I guess that's your next big project you're working on. All right, let's resave this. Okay, now we need to load in, that's 1 and 1. 2's gonna be the same, but we can change over the pipes. I should have left that one up. Why did I close that one? Oh, I need one on this end. Can't start it from nothing. What conveyor belt is it in the between the priority merger and splitter? Talking about here. Love to tell you if I can get in there. Oh, you can't even read the damn thing. That light from the merger's blocking it. Mark 1. Which for this setup works. For the quartz it works. We may have to change it when we go to for the concrete, for sure. Alright, I think this works for the second one. You'd make it a Mark 4 in the quartz blueprint and this one. All right, let's save this as number 2. Second. Save. All right, so now let's load 3, quartz 3. This ended up being way more complicated than I wanted. Alright, so quartz 3. This can go to 1. We still on 1 distribution line. After 3, yes, because it's 240 times 3. So we're at 720. So we're still good there. I'm gonna make this a Mark 4 in here. Where's it at? There. Nope. 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 It wants to. There it is. Yes, my future self will be happy to have the blueprints done. Wilfred, you love adding complexity. I like adding complexity too. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I love making these blueprints. But I want one of the factories in the future to be one where I don't blueprint it. I just put machines down and run them, because I haven't done it in so long. I'm kind of missing it. That definitely adds complexity when you just randomly put them and then not like massive spaghetti, right? But enough. All right, we need to add these lights in. Mark 3 to Mark 4. Oh, into the out of the splitter. Yes. Good call. I wonder if I did that on 2. Did I do that on 2? I don't know if I did that on 2. Concrete 3. Concrete, 3rd blueprint per floor. Concrete. Concrete, concrete, concrete. Okay. Or your motor factory was like that really before I wanted to mess with blueprints. Oh, just machines all over the place. Yeah. Can't live without them. I mean, I agree I can't live without blueprints, but I kind of want to at least go back to that at some point a little bit. Not on a huge build like this. Like, I'm not that much of a glutton for punishment. Distribution. I'm gonna have to do the 4th blueprint, like I did the quartz's 4th blueprint. And building everything. Surplus is a person who hated blueprints and would build everything by hand. I can confidently say that building by hand is a pain. Blueprints are better. No, 100% agree. 100%. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same thing I did with, let's pop it open. Let's look at quartz 4. I'm gonna have to do this for concrete 4. This number that I did here. For it to tie into this properly. 50 motors per minute? Nice. Alright, autosave. Thank you. Excuse me, Mark 5 not enough. You mean for the output? No. Because once you hit 4, we're at 960. I'm 180 off. It should be this Mark 3. Yeah. Alright, so what did I do? I plopped that guy on about there. Really no rhyme or reason to it. Probably just did this. Any forward overflow over. Should be a Mark 3. It is. There. All right, this should, well, actually, you know what? It doesn't need to be Mark 3. Hold on. Hold the phone. This is only putting 240 out. What is this belt speed here once it gets here? Or what's it at? It's 660, right? No, 720. Oh, where I got 660 from. So this is at 720 when it reaches here. At 100%. So I'm only gonna get 60 out of this. And this doesn't need to be a Mark IV. That could be Mark III. We're gonna leave that as a Mark III. But theoretically, we're only gonna have 60 coming out of there, which makes this 180. So it still needs to be a Mark III. So that's fine. Okay, I think I need to go back to the other blueprint. I'm gonna save this as 4. I'll go back to the other one. I need to put that down to Mark III. 60. All right, let's save this as 4. Discover the color picker tool for Windows. Makes color for colorblind full of snap. Nice. Never played with that. All right, so we said we can make these to mark 3. Works in the game. Splits the hex code. It just spits the hex code for anything your mouse over when activated. Huh. I have to look into that because I play a lot with I do a lot of guessing games with the colors for sure. All right, let's resave this. This is gonna be 1 through 3. Did I save this yet? I did not. Let's get that done before I regret it. This one we don't need. All right, I think we're ready to test this. All right, let's run up here. Fly up here. For our test pentagon. All right. So we got 4 different distributions. See how badly we can screw this up. Okay, and I'm in distribution 2. Auto connect, but this doesn't auto connect properly. That's right, we don't do auto connect for. We didn't do auto connect on the quartz one. 3. And 4. Surplus. You squished them. All right, so we did this. Yes. Oops, nope, we need curve. That's a future problem, surplus. Don't know yet. Oh, I was like, what the hell? I was like, I only connected 2 of these damn things. Hold on. You don't know what to do with the channel points? I need to get in there and play with that shit. I really, really do. I just haven't had time. Like this week, I wanted to stream like 2 other times this week, but I've been so busy with work. By the time I got home, I'm so exhausted that I don't get up early to do it the next day. So I kind of forced myself today. One of them is Mark 4. What's did I miss something? Did I miss something? Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5, 5. You're talking about when I was connecting up in between? That one. Yes, that is a Mark 4. Is that supposed to be a Mark 4? Yes, that's supposed to be a Mark 4. Family and work first. Oh, 100%. 100%. All right, let's put the actual blueprints in. See how this thing looks. So 1 through 3. I already see one error we're gonna need to fix. Well, hold on. What? No. Could have swore I picked 1 through 3 and that just picked 4. Let me fix the one issue though that I saw before we lay those. I have the pipes are off. Those are fine though, right? 360 in. Yeah. These only need to be Mark 1. Because I've only got 300 going in. Same thing on this one. We only need to do Mark 1. Yes, Caterium's done. I got the little check mark thing on the side. It still says Sunday. That's the last day I streamed. So concrete's about to be done. So it'd be steel, silica, and aluminum. All right, now let's go up here and throw these in. Yeah, steel, silica, and aluminum. Which I'm leaving aluminum to the end. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction surplus of watching me struggle through that right now. That may need to be its own separate stream, to be honest. Just me struggling through aluminum. Okay. Let's see. Catch up a little bit here. Belt fed. Kind of swore off curve belts for a bit after your spaceship build. Yeah, I watched your video. I mean, that's a lot of curving going on. Personally, waiting to finish setting up the train network. Then I'll put in Mark III miners on every node on the map and take all of them to the Ingot factory to turn. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I don't know about the Mark III part, but I want to get this done, and then I have to go to the train network because that's the only way the stuff's going to get here. So I'm kind of forced into that. My mic is glitchy. Well, I was having problems with it earlier. Is it like cracking? Oh, maybe just how I was sitting. I leaned back in my chair. It may have just been me then. But thanks for the heads up, considering all the issues I had with the mic earlier this morning. So it's got a weird thing. Let's see if it's doing it right now. It's doing it a little bit. Like if I move my head too much, it picks up on some stuff. I need to go in there and play with some of the filters. All right, I think I'm happy with this concrete. It works. Slight redesign. We're going to be 4 stories high instead of 3 stories high, but I could care less. Okay, we're going to mark concrete done. I think I'm going to take a small break for a few minutes, get some coffee, hit the restroom, the stream cut for about 10 seconds. Oh, let me check. Yeah, I mean, OBS says it's doing fine now. There was a little hiccup in it, so it probably was something on my end. Or it could be Twitch's end. All right, let's mark concrete done. If I can get over here. So yeah, we've got. Let's fly over here to our little list that we made. Twitch is getting tired. All right, Belfed, we'll see you. Have a good evening. Can add a check mark to to concrete. Yeah, so we just have silica. We're almost there. We have silica, steel, and aluminum. I think we'll do the silica one next after I come back. What time is it? Oh, I got plenty of time. All right, let me take a quick little break, and then we'll make as much silica as possible. Well, I'll start putting the blueprint together, and we'll see what we can come up with. All right, let's do this, and I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Let's see what. Catch up on some chat. Making too much silica, saw that. If you ever go to nuclear power, you need a ton of silica. Exonium fuel rods are so bad. Don't know if they're worth it. A lot of power, a lot of resources. Yeah, I just don't have enough experience with nuclear to... All I know is it does seem to be rather complicated. All right, let's get open. I need my Satisfactory tools open. Look at my silica stuff. Calculator. All right, let's move this over here. All right, there's steel, there's iron, there's deuterium. All right, so I was going to use the cheap silica recipe in the assembler. So we're going brand new. Brand new blueprint. I can't use the refinery one. We're gonna have to build a new one. Gonna take quartz and limestone. Just use a lot of power, just not turn them into fuel rods, sink them direct. I mean, that makes no sense. Use the SAM for alien power matrices, which make way more power than Fixonium. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. All right, let's look at this. Assembler. All right, so I should have the cheap silica. So how many assemblers can we fit in? In here? And how do I want to do this? Run some tests and a test save. Yeah, I've got one that I have. It's you know, I've got all the, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Got all the cheats on. Where you don't need to, you know, free materials, that I just go and play with stuff every once in a while. All right, how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Need these anymore? I mean, I've got... Where is my starter factory? So I've got some of these that use assemblers already. Which one of these use assemblers? I don't think I've got any that just have assemblers. Like reinforced plate, right? Oh, it's the wrong size. Let's just build one. Let's see. Starter factory, reinforced. Yeah, see, I've got this one. The only way to get rid of fixonium is turn it into fuel rods and burn it. Well, it looks like your decision was made for you then, right? Alright, so I've got this blueprint, but... this is not what I'm looking for. I thought I had just an empty one. Here's starter factory with 2 assemblers. Do I really just want to do 2 though? Alright, keep losing power. Making 2.5 fixonium fuel rods per minute is in the encoder. Use up to 24,000 megawatts. Holy Christ. Alright, so this is a 2. I think it'd be silly if we just did a double. I think we just need to build a new one. Hmm. 2.5. Not 45, 4. I mean, realistically, if we can do one with 4, probably be ideal. Hmm. In total, you're making around 5,000 megawatts with fixonium in your... You calculate the energy cost of making fixonium fuel rods. Huh. Yeah, that seems like a pain in the ass. uh, technically, I could get 6 of these guys in here. Technically. Mm-hmm. I could stack them. Yes. I mean, this is gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna play with a bunch of different versions. I say a bunch. I'm gonna do this until I feel like it's aesthetically pleasing. So what's our input? 37 and a half. It's not bad. This is gonna get a little jumbled through here, right? Any overflow. Copy, paste. Done. Any and any. Oops. What was these? This was 52 and a half a piece, so this is Mark II coming out at this one. Okay, and then this would be 37 and a half. I think we did that. 37 and a half times 6 is 225 coming in, which is Mark III. $150, so it'd still be Mark III. All right, so this is a problem because this I'm pretty sure this is still an issue with blueprints. You cannot connect in blueprints. You have to connect to the you have to connect to the machine first. You think they fixed that? I mean, I don't mind doing that. Oops. I don't mind doing... I don't want Mark V. I need Mark I. I mean, I don't mind doing this. I'm gonna have some clipping through here. I don't think that's the end of the world. I mean, I would like it going the other way. We need to test it. We need to test it. Just do a quick and dirty little blueprint. tests. Blueprint. You know, I don't have any limestone to throw into this, so we need to pick a blueprint that I've got. I can throw something in easily. Reinforced plates. Yeah. Station storage. All right, what are you doing? Thank y'all. Plates and screws. Screws. All right, so if they fix this, these screws should go in. Oh, why did I do that? Oop. Yeah, see they fixed it. Oh, I don't have these set. That would help. That would help. Any, none, any. Okay, so they did fix it. No, I didn't have it set properly. Okay. Perfect. Come on, fingers. Let's go. Alright, so I'm glad we confirmed that. So we can redo these. Because I like this much better. So then I don't have to clip down there. Nope. Those are at the wrong heights. Yeah, I think we noticed that at the same time. Take two. There we go. Any overflow, just copy and paste, perfect. This one needs to be none though, because we're gonna have nothing once we get to the end. That should be Mark 3. $22.5 times 6. So that one's Mark 3 coming in, but it can be Mark 2 after that. What vertical conveyors did you use? Mark 3. Vertical conveyors for where? For these? Mark 1. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I didn't want. That's why I was. I'm gonna have to go fix that. No, because I can do this. No, I can't do this. I've got those off. Half nudge the this guy. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Only need one of them. Ooh. It's more than a half nudge. Maybe it's a full nudge. A full nudge? Full nudge. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Probably need to do this number. Needs to be a merger anyway. Yes, I'm definitely gonna put in some lights. I want to keep this as compact as I can. Am I fine with that? I think I'm fine with that. Alright, so what are these putting out a piece? 52.5 times 3 is 157, so that's Mark 3. It's not the prettiest looking thing. We may have to play with some aesthetics on it. Kind of the same issue here, huh? Does that look about the same height? That's Mark 4. You think it's one more? Probably is one more. It's almost like it's a half more. Did 3 last time. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. That's too high. I think it's 3.5. Let's try that. Nope, it was 4. Didn't look like it, did it? 135. 7.5. 225. 315. Okay. How are you going to do the distribution? Only have Mark 5. How many going to need for output? Yeah, I'm gonna need. I mean, if I do four per floor, right? That's gonna be copy, paste, copy, paste. It's gonna be 135. Let's look at it. 135 times 4 is 540 quarts. That works. 225. 900. So that's gonna be 2 belts, and then output is 1260. That's gonna be 2 belts. So it's gonna be a big distribution. I've got a blueprint that I used here. Look, double basic distribution. So this is what I used in the starter factory. That it splits, and this was all built prior to auto connect, so I didn't have any belts ran in these. But so what I did is I had a, you know, this one was splitting 2 different. I had combined on the 1 belt, right? But I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this with this much quantity. I'm gonna have separate belts. But, you know, it may be something similar to this. Yes, it is. And I built a ton of these. This one right here, this black one. I built a ton of these in that starter factory and had to go back and fix them all. I think I missed a few of them, but yeah, I noticed that too after I like built that entire. You can't even see it over here. It's back behind there, right? I built that entire damn thing. It was an accident. I know, right? Okay, so we got the core structure. We need power. We need a walkway. I don't think. Where is... How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Making the same height as the other blueprints. I think that's gonna be a problem because I'm gonna be too. I'll be underneath this one, I think. Here, let me just put this so it's there. Hold on, let's just open up one of the distributions. I think one of the ones we just built. Here's here's the last one from concrete. Yeah, see this? And it's a full foundation off, so yeah, it'll be running right through this thing. I'm almost tempted. I'm almost tempted to do this. It will be overkill, but there's not going to be a ton of these blueprints. Do one of these numbers. One on each side. Then I can have them lower. And be... Oh, that thing disappeared again. Come on, give me this. Give me one of these back for perspective. See, that's the same height. See how that would look. Oh no, I did not want to do that. Overkill, yes, but I can get lighting down on both sides. Don't know how I do it terminating down here. That could potentially be an issue. Well, the next problem is going to be if I did this, right? If I kept the distribution blueprint the same height as these, I'm going to run into a problem with this guy. You know, the merger is going to have to be up high unless I try to consolidate these and do like this number. Unless I do this number. go here. A little better, right? But the problem is going to be, let's grab this just to have it. I'm going to have, I don't need to do that. I just need to do this. Right? Limestone quartz output. But I'm gonna need 2 limestones and 2 outputs. So I'd probably have to shift these over, right? I did not try it. No. Shooter games are not really my thing. I've tried them in the past before, like way back in the day, Call of Duties, and I just not my thing. I did watch a handful of videos on it. Looks pretty good. Alright, I like this, because we can do this. We can play with, so this would be like quartz, right? Any overflow. I don't know if I want to label this as quartz or not. I could probably label the first blueprint. Could color code it. Could color code it. Boom, 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 boom. Limestone, limestone. Distribution. So quartz, limestone, limestone, 1 distribution in the first one. I wouldn't need 2 distribution lines until the 4th one. So this could be 1 through 3. Or would it? Or would it? Oh, I did that wrong. It's not 225, that's input. 315. After 2. So this would be 1 and 2. Yeah, this would work for 1 and 2. Perfectly. Did I have those other blueprints? I had them as black. All right, we better save both these before we get too ahead of ourselves. Ingot factory, silica. Crud. It's gonna be 1 through 3 again. We're gonna have to do a separate fourth with the overflow on the output. Yes, correct. Silica. Okay, you're not typing silica. I mean, it's just white. Blueprint. I don't know what description I used in the other stuff. Complex blueprint for silica. First 3 blueprints per floor. Save. And then we said this was going to be 1 and 2 distribution. What did I label those? It's just IF silica distribution. Okay. Yeah, oops. Not lighting, we want to be in... We want to be in silica and belt and white and save. All right, now if we screw up, we got it. Jonathan, first I've ever seen this game. Can't stop playing it. It is very, 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 very addicting. Very addicting. You know, one thing I haven't thought of. One thing I haven't thought of. Let's go look at this up here real quick. And I'm not sure how we're going to handle this. So this is where all the materials are going to come in, right? So for this iron ingot blueprint, we got water, iron ore. Iron ore distributes, goes around, distributes, goes around, distributes, goes around. Gets to the last blueprint for this floor, distributes. Well, what are we going to do about this? Do we just terminate it here? and let this back up. All the way back to the trains, or do you tie this back into this floor and let it circulate back around? I mean, even if you did that, if you merged this one back in to this line, you're still gonna be backing up back to the trains. Now, I don't want to sync the raw resources. I'll sync the products. Technically, we're gonna have this, right? I mean, this is not what it's going to look like, but this is what it's going to look like, if that makes any sense. So we're coming out of this is the train, right? This will be coming from the train. Breaks out, goes through here. Do we really want to do that? So if this starts backing up, right? Okay, say we did this. These won't back up because we'll be overflowing here, right? But once I merge into here, this is going to start backing up back to the trains, which is literally no different than this. Because that backs up, and it's going to back up to the train. So either way, they're going to back up. No, don't want to delete that. All right, so the only reason I was asking that is... Why the hell was I asking that? Now I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh well, it was a question worth asking. All right, so let's go back to the actual blueprint here. One, I don't like these. We need to make these white. Or silica. How are we gonna beautify this? I don't know. That is a problem. No. Don't want to do that. It's going to go right through. I mean, you could do this number, right? Also not horrendous. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, kind of works. I feel like I need some more decoration though. I mean, because if you look at the other blueprints that I built with the... And let's just look at this one. It's nice and solid. This just seems open and bleh. Let's see what we can do with... Hmm. Don't think I'm gonna like this, but let's see. Mm-mm. Definitely not gonna like this. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not feeling that at all. Let's see what else we can do. That didn't feel good. That didn't feel good either. Hmm. Okay, maybe we're onto something here. Hold on. Hmm. No. No, 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 no. Not feeling that either. May just have to leave it just bare. Just nothing there. Alright, just leave it like this. I'd really kind of rather not. Alright, let's hook up power while I'm thinking about this. Go straight into the foundations. Alright, we're gonna play difficult, are we? Hmm. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. There you are. Ooh, this one's gonna be rough to get to. Let's see if I can get to where I can see straight down. Probably about there. Now, can we get in here? Oh. Not. Okay. Let's try something else. Let's just go to here. Come. It's pretty good right there. That one, right? Oh, right. You can get it. There. All right, power's hooked up. Run the flooring back in. All right, so what are we gonna do about the aesthetics on this thing? I don't know. I'm in a complete mental block. Maybe I'll just have to come back to it. I think I'm just going to have to come back to it. All right. Distribution. Quartz, limestone output. We need I want it running right down the middle, yes. Yes. These need to be... Oh, I gotta put lights. Okay, now we need to do our tie-in points, which are where and where? There, there. No, we don't want to do that. Hmm. Maybe I don't want the running through them down the middle. Unless I do this number. A little funky. Let's see. I don't really need to do that. Uh-oh. What the hell? Good thing I noticed that. That would have been a nightmare. All right, so what do we say? This was 1 and... Oh, I need to put a table on this. 1 and 2. So this is gonna be 1, 2, and 3. This could be 1, 2, and 3. No, it can't. It has to be 1 and 2 because of the output. Yep, it's gonna be 1 and 2 because of the output. Okay. Let's go throw these two. Let's throw 1 and 2 together. I want to see what these look like. We still need lights. Can't do auto connect. Doesn't like these multiple builds. It's fine though. Oops. I'm out of all clad. That's a problem.
Use of these products invalidates any warranty. Function not guaranteed.
Thanks, Ada. That's a problem. Okay, good thing we tested this because okay. I must have put that merger in backwards. Let's go check that out. Ooh, what are you doing? That shouldn't be doing that. Why is that doing that? Really strange. Huh. Alright, that's correct now. I would like to know why this is not working. Should not be doing that. Hmm. No, we'll force it to work. What's that sound? Alright, let's resave this. Probably should put the overhead lights on this thing too while we're here. So this one doesn't have to necessarily be as tall as the one with the refineries. I guess let's gauge. Let's throw these in and see. I don't want to just assume. All right, let's see how this works. Hate how that does that. Absolutely hate it. Auto connect. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not bad. You know, obviously I can fill these in. Works out pretty good. Let's make sure everything powers up. Okay, everything gets juice. And you're just gonna have bright white lights. You need some lights above. Now here's the $1 million question, right? So if we do blueprint, Definitely don't want it that close, right? Where do we kind of want this? It needs to be multiple of 4, so we can do proper. What's it called? Okay, so either there or up 4 more. Probably there. Throw these on for fun for now. Where's the bright white? There's bright white. It's a lot of light. It's a lot of light. It may be too much light. I don't know. I like the height. Wish I could get it darker. What I really want. Maybe I drop the intensity down. I think that's what I need to do for this white. Go down to 2. Probably these 2 as well. Plunk. I think that's a little better. Still pretty intense. I don't know, we could almost maybe come down a little bit more. I don't know. All right, well, I'm coming up on 3 hours, and that's about where I was gonna stop today. Need to get ready for work, all the fun things. Let's leave it here for today. Turn the light back on. I think we've got a good grasp of what I want to do to finish this off. I'm just stuck on the aesthetics portion. I really don't want to move on to the next one without having that figured out, to be honest. Let's load the blueprint or the distribution back in, so we've got it ready to go for next time. Yeah, I definitely need to get some sort of aesthetics set up on this so that I don't, you know, I did too much work on these, right? To just mail it in on some of these other ones, and I can't do it any justice if I don't have the right mental state to just I'm got creativity block right now on what I want to do with this. So I think we're gonna leave it for today. I may get back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow morning. I may get back in tomorrow morning. We'll see. But anyway, I appreciate everybody tagging along and watching. Hopefully a little bit of entertainment for today, and we will see y'all next time. Thank y'all. Have a good Friday.